Hey Kathy, one of the things here I want to teach you is how I make flyers. So it's fairly simple. I kind of reuse different templates. Now we're going to go through two of them. We have a Lima one, which really the only difference is this part right here, and then this part right here we have that it's only open on Sundays. And we have the 1.5% down instead of 0% down because, as you know, up in Lima we can only do FHA, which requires 3.5% down, but you can get that assistance through I think LACA. So, excuse me. Now that kind of so those are really the only differences between our normal flyer and our Lima flyer. I decided to record this while I was mostly through this one, but you'll get the gist here. So basically, what I did is I'm going to send you this file. Is I just opened up another Lima flyer. I think I had used Primrose or something. So I opened that up and I just started changing things. One of the things you'll have to do is change the picture. You click on the picture, go up to Insert, Picture, and you'll be able to choose from wherever you have the picture saved, wherever the file is. I have an entire folder filled with all of our addresses. I go to the picture I want. I have a before pictures and then an after folder, and I have it labeled front of pairs. So I would hit insert. I'm going to X out since I've already done that, and then I'll put the picture in and it should already size it the way you need it. Over here you may need to change a couple things. For instance, I took out, there were appliances in here. This particular property does not come with appliances, or I'm sorry, we're not giving an appliance credit like we would normally give $1,000 for appliances. This particular property we're not. It already has a stove, a washer and dryer in it that came with the property, so I'm not giving an appliance credit. So I had to take that bullet out, just as simple as deleting it, and there you go, you're done. So and then I had to change this down here, the 3 bedrooms, basement, garage, of course, to match the description here. I just pick a couple highlights: new roof, new kitchen, basement, garage, 3 bedrooms. Some of the major highlights that I think people look for. Here you'll have to change the address, which I've already done, and then I type in a description. I make these up. Maybe the first couple we can go through. Of course, since I've seen the home, maybe I can send you a description when I send you the pictures. We'll have to figure something out here to do this part. Then you scroll down to this payment table, and you do have to be careful here. If you get this too lengthy, it moves this stuff to another page. So if I were to type, let's say, one more line, see how that at that bottom there, it moved that to another page. So you have to kind of keep your description sort of brief, but I've never really had a problem keeping it within this 4 or 5 line parameter here. You have to change your purchase price, which is $74 on this property. I've already done that. And it includes a $32.50 buyer credit for closing costs and appliances. Now notice it says closing costs and appliances. So the way I find that out is I go to our, of course, all the payment stuff and whatnot is on our property information sheet. But I'll go here and I'll go down to pairs. And as you scroll over, you'll notice that it says $32.50 for your closing costs and $74,000 for the purchase price. Now on a normal one, again, this is a little different because we're not including an appliance credit. You would have $74,000 for the purchase price, and you would have, if this were including appliances, you would have to add $1,000 to this number. So it would actually be $42.50 for a buyer credit for closing costs and appliances. This particular property, we are only doing the closing costs, so we'll just type in the $32.50 and we'll take out the appliances. Hopefully that made sense what I was just explaining there. If it includes closing costs and appliances, you'll have to add $1,000 to that closing cost price. If it's just closing cost, you're just typing in that closing cost price. How did I come up with that? There we go. Again, right here, this closing cost number, $32.50, and I just add $1,000 for appliances. If we include appliances, appliance credit on a house, every house gets $1,000. So just add $1,000 if it was including appliances. It's a rare situation that we don't include appliances, so typically you're going to be doing that. We'll come here, we'll change this address to the 703 South Pairs, or whatever particular property you're doing on the flyer, and then we just come down and we change the payments. I think I've already started on this. So you have your home payment, which again, this all comes off of your property information sheet. Your monthly payment, $397.25. We have Your taxes, 82 a month, which I need to change. Your insurance is 60 a month. So we'll come in here and we'll change that to 60. Your PMI we have as $25 a month. So we'll change that to 25. And then your total monthly payment, $564.25. Change that, $564.25. Now your approximate monthly payment, if you require short-term rent to own, I usually just try to do something slightly above this number right here. So in this instance, we're going to do $575. Basically, I just want to cover just something slightly above this number. If it was $549, I would do $550. If it was $580, I would probably do $600. Now, if it's like $576, I'm probably just going to do $575. So that's kind of a judgment call. And then if the owner agrees to do just a rent only, usually I do something higher, but also I kind of look at what I think it would rent for in that neighborhood. I think this particular house would go for $625. So that is actually probably already going to be on your sheet here. It's not on this one, but if you notice, like Lincoln has a rent to own price. Typically they all look like this. That'll say $475 rent to own, $750 for rent. And typically I have those underneath all of the properties that are finished. So that may not even be something you have to make up. And then that's it. That's how you do a flyer. So I always make sure. Now when I start at the very beginning, I always go to File and Save As, and then I type in 703 South Paris flyer. If I were to open up, let me just show you an example. If I were to open up, let's say 801 Seraph here, and I go to File, Save As, it types in 801 Seraph automatically. So if I were to actually hit this Save button right here, this Quick Save, it would save every edit that I did to the 801 Seraph Road. But I don't want that because I'm creating a new flyer. Now if you're editing a flyer you already have made, you can just hit the Save button as long as you're sure of those edits. But when I take an old flyer to use a new template, the first thing I do is I go to File, Save As, and I would save it as my new property flyer. Obviously I already have a Paris saved, so I'm not going to do that, but you want to rename it right away, and that way you can just always go up here, click this Save button, and it never changes the original one. So I'm going to save this. I'm done with this, and then I print this off to the downstairs one, and then I would have the backside flyer. And the backside flyer, you know, I'm just going to go over that with you here real quick. Again, wherever you decide to save it is up to you. I have it saved in this folder. Looks like this. It's the back of the, now I have a bunch of different spaces here to save different properties. You only ever going to print off first page. So Tyler is going to be gone, so I'm going to want to take out Tyler. So what I do is I'm going to click on that picture because Tyler, they're moving in this weekend. Insert picture. Let's just add Pears in there for now. I know Pears is going to be on the front, but this is kind of, this back side flyer is kind of a universal flyer that I use. So I would change the address here. Sometimes you have to be careful if you start at the beginning of that. Oh, I guess it never. Sometimes it doesn't want to. This text is larger than this text. If you notice, if you watch up here, if I click on the Tyler portion, it's size 14 and it's underlined, and over here it's a size 11. It's not underlined. So you want to make sure this stays a size 14. So if you click in the beginning here, oops. Sometimes it doesn't say. Well, it's gonna make a fool of me. So we're gonna change that to 703 South Paris Lima. Trying to type with one hand here. And then you're going to, I'm not going to go through all this, but you're going to type in your description. You're basically going to take a brief description off the front of this flyer right here, and you're going to insert it onto the back right here. Probably go a little larger than this one. And then the approximate monthly payment you have to change. The approximate monthly payment is this price right here, not the total monthly payment. The home payment only is what I put for the approximate monthly payment. So you would put that there. Once you're all done, and you're sure of everything, you can go ahead and click save, and then you would go to file, print, and make sure you just print page 1, because again, if you remember, I have 2, 3 pages of just grids and crap. When we have a bunch of houses, I'll make up a couple different back flyers that are more tailored to that area. So for instance, if I have a Walpock house, most likely somebody doesn't want a house in Convoy. So I wouldn't put a house in Convoy on the back of a Walpock house. I would put Lima houses, St. Mary's houses, Spencerville houses. Same with Convoy. Most likely somebody doesn't want Walpock. So if we have enough houses that I can do that, I would make a couple different ones kind of tailored to different areas. We don't really at this point, so I'm not going to worry about it. So you'd go to File, Print, page 1, print to the downstairs printer, hit OK, print that out, and then you would go to the copier, do the you would click on how many copies you want, enter that in, and make sure you click the one-sided to two-sided. So it'll take both of these pages, feed it in, and instead of printing off one copy of this and one copy of the flyer, it'll copy this onto the back of the flyer. So hopefully that was fairly simple. This is the first video that I did, and yeah, we'll go from there. Plenty of more where this came from, that's for sure.